Well, as the title of this video suggests, we got the K-swapped E30 dyno tuned and officially finished. All that in today's episode. My name is Ryan. This is Project Race Car. Let's get into it. So, as a lot of you guys know, this has been a long-term project that I've been working on. This is my first ever build, and we officially got it finished and dyno tuned. It's running, it's driving, it sounds insane, and we will be going over the full kind of dyno tuning session in today's video. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I wanted to make sure that I got this video out for you guys as the next video. But man, does it feel good to actually have this thing and hear it under load. It sounds insane, and you guys are gonna see the dyno runs in just a minute. But before we get into the dyno tuning, I did want to go over a quick rundown of the car and everything that we have done. So in terms of the swap kit, this is a K24A2 out of a 2004 Acura TSX. We have the K-tuned rear-wheel drive intake manifold, and then we have the TF Works swap kit that is bolted to a ZF 5-speed transmission out of an E36 M3. The rear differential is out of a Z3. We have a precision turbo that is a 5862 and currently just running it on 7 pounds of boost with a wastegate spring, no boost controller yet. The intercooler piping, I believe I have a 2.5 inch coming off of the turbo, and after the intercooler we go to a 3 inch into the actual intake. We have IDX 1050cc injectors. We have a K-Power Industries fuel rail and Dyno fuel lines with a Fuel Lab pressure regulator. We have a TurboSmart blow-off valve and a TurboSmart wastegate and a 3-inch exhaust going all the way out the back. I was interested in the cooling. We have a single SPAL fan mounted to the stock 318 IS radiator, and it had 0 issues with cooling. Ironically, actually, we didn't even need to put a dyno fan up to the car because it was that efficient in cooling. It was a very cold day out, but still it was able to keep up with the water temps. To show off the interior, we got a NRG steering wheel, a short throw shifter, and then we reupholstered the seats with L seats, and then pulled out the carpet and dyed it black. But overall the interior is pretty clean. Finally, we are using wiring specialties to wire into the factory BMW setup, so all the gauges and everything work, and that is wired into a Link HC20X, which is meant to run a K20, but it works for the K24. Overall, it's a pretty simple setup. It's a nice little 4-cylinder that is converted to rear-wheel drive, and I am super excited that it's finally done and that we can actually make content about driving this thing. So without further ado, let's get into some dyno polls, and we're going to talk about the dyno session and the numbers afterward. So as you can hear, the car sounds incredibly healthy, and we revved it out to 7,700 RPM. It can rev a little bit higher. I've heard of stock K series with the oil pump upgrade revving to 8K, but we kind of just wanted to keep it a little bit more conservative. We weren't going for any sort of like horsepower breaking numbers, and so the final number that we ended on is 292 horsepower with 231 pound-feet of torque. And what's great about it is that that's the base on what this will make. And once we get a boost controller and we can kind of turn up the boost, and once we get a little bit used to the power and work out all the kinks, I kind of want to just keep it really simple for right now. And now we can kind of like dial in the car at this power level, not break any records, and just kind of get this thing running really nice and enjoy it and kind of work out the kinks as we go until we add more power in the future. So in terms of the actual numbers that it made, there are a couple of reasons why it only made 292 horsepower. One of them being that every dyno reads a little bit differently. So if we used a Mustang dyno, we might have gotten a higher number versus the hub dyno that we used versus a different dyno. So every dyno reads a little bit different numbers, and you shouldn't really focus on that. You should more focus on the graph and how the numbers are actually like put to the ground, and if the engine is actually healthy or not. But during our poll, since TFWorks focuses on the wastegate pressure, the wastegate was actually working really well, and we were only making 6.5 pounds of boost at peak pressure and peak RPM. So that is one of the reasons why, you know, we didn't even cap out at 7 PSI. So that being said, this setup is very, very low stress on the engine, on the transmission, on the clutch, and on the differential. So nothing is really being pushed here, and we are very, very low in terms of power and in terms of stress on the build. Now, we still have a ton to do on this car. It is by no means finished. And so I want to start posting more videos and get more stuff planned, but now we can actually make driving videos, which is going to be incredible. In terms of the next couple of videos that you guys can look out for, we will be doing a review about the drivetrain and how it feels in the chassis, things to look out for a dyno tuning session, and for the tips that I would recommend and things that helped me out with this experience. And also just regular driving of this car. If you guys are excited for that, make sure to subscribe if you guys are brand new. Leave a like on today's video as it does help me out a ton. And until next time, my name is Ryan. This is Project Race Car. Have an amazing day. Peace.